Yeah, so I mean, gameplay wise, it's really good. The the open world is really satisfying to run around in. It flows quite well in the first few islands, and it doesn't feel like you're stuck on a grind for memory tokens. Um, yeah, I think that kind of cuts off there. So some sort of lo-fi playlist. Yeah, for the first few islands, it doesn't really feel like you're having to um, grind for the memory tokens. It doesn't feel like you have to. It feels like just in kind of casual exploration, you get enough memory tokens that even if you do have to collect some, it's not that many. Um, I wound up fishing for 500 tokens to buy Sage memory tokens at the end of the last island, but that did not take long. So it's kind of cool how it's like if you didn't do too much exploration, you've got an alternative there that you can do to just kind of get through it if you're just interested in finishing it off. The cyberspace levels generally very solid. Some of them definitely have issues. Um, it seems to be mostly the Sky Sanctuary ones. Like 1, 2, I'm sure you probably heard, is a bit of a problem, and like S rank timing is so tight. And then some of the 2D Sky Sanctuary ones feel ripped straight out of Sonic 1 with the level of kind of instant death BS that you can be dealing with. So that's kind of obnoxious. But generally, they're pretty solid. Um, they they're generally quite decent. Apparently, one of the Green Hill ones just straight up uses the level layout from the original Green Hill zone, which is kind of meh, but I don't really care that much about it. um, Completing the cyberspace levels does not feel like a challenge. The S ranks, I feel, besides 1, 2, need to be tighter timing to have any real challenge to them. And I feel like those should also be based on, should also be changed based on your difficulty. S rank diamonds and maybe even the ring counts. Possibly red ring locations, but maybe that's less necessary. And I feel like with those and with the Sky Sanctuary levels having a bit less BS, I'd be pretty happy with them. Remind, I have not done all of the cyberspace levels. I've probably done about half of them. I mean, visuals, the game's beautiful. Aesthetically, in general, it's a really nice game. Visually, the music, um, just the little piano pieces while you're wandering around the open world feel very serene and somewhat melancholic. The cyberspace levels, some of them have incredible music. While I hate World 1 2, the music feels ripped straight out of Sonic R, and I enjoy the hell out of that. The music in the boss fights is pretty incredible, particularly the first and second boss fights. I mean, speaking of the boss fights, the first is one of the best supersonic fights in the franchise, if not the best. Second and third are also very solid. Got a little stuck on the third one at one point. The fourth is weird. The fourth feels like it comes straight out of nowhere, and just kind of comes at you. And then the true final boss is a minigame, which was a weird decision, to say the least. And it's literally after I just finished the game, so I'm giving it a bit of extra time to ruminate on it. But yeah, it was weird. Story-wise, the characterization is just top-notch. Ian Flynn did a fantastic job with the character writing. There's some super interesting, some really interesting like interactions between the characters, and even outside of the characters, just like a single character talking to themselves or thinking to themselves about the other characters in a way that they never really have. Is interesting. The story throughout it feels fairly standard. Gonna get a little spoilery, but it very clearly kind of wants to talk about the origins of the Chaos Emeralds a bit. The fourth island goes quite deep into that, and gives something that doesn't quite make sense to me right now. But I haven't 100% completed it, so maybe it's explained in some of the open world stuff. I'm not certain. I'll know after I finish 100%. The final boss, I mean, you deal with the fourth Titan, which is never really mentioned, and the fourth Titan is implied to be dead, to have died to what is the actual true final boss, the Calamity, the end. And then it just kind of attacks you out of nowhere. And the boss fight flows super weird. It feels like there's no challenge in getting in there and attacking it. When it attacks back, you either get sent flying back, or if you parry it, it sends you flying back anyway, so it doesn't really matter. At its half health gate, it just does its whole laser light show and then fires some more stuff at you. It doesn't really make a difference. It gets to its like 10% health gate, and it seems like you're supposed to attack one of the outer things at that point. It didn't really make it clear if that's what triggered it, but I attacked the boss itself a few times. I did nothing. Attacked one of the outer things, managed to get a attack, like one of the special attacks up on that thing, before, like, without it homing in on the boss itself, which it had a really obnoxious desire to do when I was trying to attack the outer things. Yeah, managed to get a special attack on it, and that seems to trigger it. So that's good. I guess. It feels like it could be made a bit more obvious that you're supposed to attack those things, and allowed you to attack those things without homing in on the boss. But I digress. And you fight the true final boss, which is a big old meteor. Sage controls the body of the fourth Titan. You fight the boss in what's effectively the hacking minigame you've done a few times since the Tails Island. And you just kind of do bullet hell for a couple of minutes. It's not even based on the boss's health. So I got the boss to its health gate way before the point where it stopped attacking me. So that was strange. Then you have QTE. Sage uses Titan to launch Supersonic through the meteor. That doesn't quite kill it. Sage fires the Eva into the meteor, and it dies. For some reason, Sage dies. Does she have a physical form? It's never really made clear. She can teleport. Why couldn't she teleport there? Who knows? It's a very contrived ending to the game to me. Again, it's come straight off just finishing it, so it could make a bit more sense, and I just haven't really thought about it in the right way. Again, just first impressions. So yeah, the story throughout most of the game is decent. Like, it's all in the characterization, which is really good. Outside of the characterization, the story just kind of feels meh. Yeah, it's very much a flow of things. You go into the island, you find whatever friends there, you go get some ball gears, get into cyberspace levels, go collect Chaos Emeralds, do some stuff with your friend that involves the Cocos, which also involves sending the Cocos to the afterlife, it seems. Who knows? The Rangers symbol, the symbol that everyone thought meant that it was going to be called Sonic Rangers, comes up. It's clear exactly what that means, at least at this point. Again, 100% could clear that up. So yeah, and then you just do that same thing over and over until you get 6 Chaos Emeralds. You go fight the Titan, you get the last Chaos Emerald, you go Supersonic, you fight the Titan, you fly off to the next island, a laser beam kills or knocks Sonic out of his super form. Why? Who knows? And then you do it all over again. Again, I don't want it to seem like I'm being super negative. I'm just being trying to be as objectively critical as I can. The characterization is really good. The plot kind of cycle just doesn't feel nearly as good, and then it falls off a cliff at the boss of the last island and never really makes it back up. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Again, a little bit of good game. If you're a Sonic fan, if you've enjoyed any of the adventure games or any of the more character-driven Sonic games with a smaller cast, at least, because it definitely has that, it's worth picking up. If you like a bit of spectacle fighters, probably worth it. If you wanted Metal Gear Rising 2, this is it, but with Sonic. If you can't mount it, wait for it to go on sale. I would say just about anyone would find this game worth it for about 20. So yeah, those general thoughts on it. Just recording this at the end of the stream. Just finished that up. Playthrough going up on YouTube over the next few weeks, actually, because I've been cutting it through to half-hour episodes or so. So yeah, if you want to check that out, the socials are all up there. Obviously, the Twitch is twitch.tv/LikeSRX. I'm just using the Twitch command there, so it doesn't feel really necessary to have the Twitch link in there. And yeah, I'll be streaming a bit more of this as I'm going to the 100%. So if you know that there's more plot, feel free to hop in and see how I feel about the additional plot. Hopefully it shines a bit more of light on the things that currently feel like they just kind of came out of nowhere or went into nowhere. Yeah, hope to catch you there.